All right. Let's give it a try. Oh, let's do a little dummy practice. One dummy to another. One dummy to another. Here we go. All right, so left hooks. You want to try and light those little things up. Right hook is hard to get. Whew. Oh, I'm tired already. I don't know if I'm even going to go on. Okay. It's good practice, though. All right. Let's see if I can get a drink. All right, just getting warmed up for an actual 4-rounder. This is just getting the stream active and live on Mixer and getting my shoulders loose. Whew. Getting there. It's got to be good for you if it doesn't kill you. I got to be careful or I'll wear myself out and I won't even be able to fight the guy. Okay. Too bad you can't jump rope in VR yet. That would be good. Well, what I like about this VR simulator is it's really not a game. It's an actual trainer for boxing, and it's the closest thing so far that I've encountered to actually boxing in a gym. It makes you actually adhere to boxing techniques instead of just sort of flailing around and playing a video game. The problem I have with Creed Rise to Glory is it's very entertaining, it's a great game, but it's really not a boxing trainer, and you spend a lot of time enjoying knocking down the opponent if you're playing the AI opponent, and it gets a little too easy, it's a little too gamified. And this is much more of a direct, simple, you fight an AI opponent, the AI opponent is very good, it's very fast, and it presents little openings that you have to see and take advantage of very quickly, which is a great training for your reflexes and moving quickly. You have to be careful about not extending the arms too much. You want to go more or less like, instead of going way out here, you want to go more like 3/4 of your throw length. Otherwise, because you're just throwing punches into the air and not actually stopping on a bag or a person, you can sort of stretch your shoulder joints, your ligaments, and they get sore the next day. That's what I've noticed mainly with the cross. You know, you throw that cross, for me it's the right, and if you keep throwing a lot of them really fast and hard at long distance, like way out here, the shoulder gets really, it feels fine while you're doing it, but then the next day it hurts. And the jab a little less so. Actually with me, if I throw the jab too far and straighten that arm, it starts to hurt around my elbow joint more than the shoulder. But with the cross, it's the shoulder that gets sore. So I try and throw punches in Thrill of the Fight at 3/4 my reach, which is actually not a problem when you're doing the hooks. You have to be careful with the right hook. The right hook can also be a little, throwing it into the air can sort of grind on that right shoulder. If you're a southpaw, you know, I guess it's throwing the left, you know, that rear hook with the left could do that shoulder. But for me, of course, I'm a standard boxer, so it's the right. So I have to be careful and kind of step in. When I fight the AI opponents here in Thrill of the Fight, I sort of step in for the hook and make sure I'm not overdoing the reach. So I'm get very close like this. You can see how close I am. Boom. So instead of trying to swing these long, arcing, circular, well, I'm lying. Every once in a while, those are very effective. Sometimes the AI gets a little, for instance, one of the weaknesses of the AI I notice in this game is if you do this, if you sort of duck, slide down to your left a little bit, the AI, you can almost always count once you reach the bottom, you know that AI is going to throw a punch up high. And so you can do all this down here. Whereas it would be better if when you went down, the AI kind of waited a millisecond. It knows you're going down, and it should really come at you with some sort of an uppercut. If we're just a touch smarter, it's pretty darn smart. I mean, it's the smartest I've seen in any boxing app. But that's one weakness I've noticed. When you get down here, it tends to just sort of go, oh, he ducked, so I'm going to throw a punch over his head. Every once in a while it doesn't. Every once in a while it surprises me, but not that often. So that's one thing, and in this fight I'll try to take advantage of that every now and then. And anyone who's watching might, or anyone who boxes at all, might know what I'm talking about. So I'm going to fight an AI opponent in this thing I've never fought before. I'm making my way through these guys, and I'm on about the 8th or 9th one, maybe? I lost track, but they're pretty hard, and it's easy to lose in this thing. But once again, you sort of do 3/4 of your punch. You kind of, it's like you're doing shadow boxing, really. If somebody were to see you doing this in the room where you are, they would basically see a boxer practicing shadow boxing, which is actually one of the best things you can do anyway. So any VR app that gets you shadow boxing is getting you a workout that's really good. And there's nothing game about it. It's not a game. It's actually working out as a boxer. And you just have to take a few extra precautions. If you're in a gym and you're hitting an actual bag, you have to take precautions there too. You have to hit it correctly, otherwise you'll break your wrist or damage your knuckles or strain something very easily and be sore for weeks. So you have to you have to wrap and wear the right glove and everything before you hit anything in the gym. Whereas here you're just holding 2 VR controllers with, and so when the glove hits the face of the dummy here, your hand actually extends a little further, like into the head of the dummy in real space. So you've got to be aware of that and not go too far, and you got to, as any boxing coach will tell you, is snap that hand back, just like you're really in the gym. You don't want to leave it out there doing all this stuff like that. You got to snap it back. Boom, boom. So it's like a pop, pop. And then your hands are right back here. Anyway, chit-chatting while I'm warming up. I think I'm warming my mouth up more than my arms, but it's fun. Okay, what time is it? All right, so a little bit more. This part of the app is probably the best little gym part. Like they have. Well, I'll do the heavy bag. So there's a heavy bag, which is fine. The only thing I don't really understand about this app is the speed bag, which is just kind of bizarre. It doesn't go sideways, it only goes, and it has very strange behavior with the glove. It doesn't quite, I don't know. I've never seen one of these things in a VR app that actually, this may be the best. but they have this inherent weakness. Anyway, I never use that. But the point here is to have a fight. So, let's see. This is the first guy. I think I'm one. This is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's the 9th guy. This fellow called World Champion Moneymaker Edward Price. Oh God. He looks a little conceited, but that probably means it's a really well-programmed AI and it's gonna beat me to death. Oh my gosh, this is not 4 rounds, it's 5. Oh God, okay. Well, that's a surprise. The others were, it's like, this guy is 4 3-minute rounds. I just beat him yesterday. This guy today, unbeknownst to me, turns out to be 5 rounds. So, okay, wait, let me get a drink of water. This is not going to be pleasant. I'm drinking in VR. All right, here we go. This is Cymaxian versus Moneymaker Edward Price from Bristol, England, apparently. Okay. Here we go. Oh God.
Keep it clean at all times, protect yourself at all times, and what I say, you must obey. Good luck to both of you.
This is going to be a little overwhelming. Okay, here we go. I'm going to beat the hell out of this guy. Let me do my dance. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm ready. Yeah. Oh, you got me good there. Get me double vision. Oh. Oh man, this guy's good. Right hook. Right hook. Oh my God. Oh. Oh. Okay. Well, he's much better than the last one. Okay. I'm trying to work the right side of his rib cage a little bit. It's very hard to get him there. I'm trying to hit him on the chin with an uppercut, usually right uppercut, and it's very, very difficult. He's guarding that very well. The AI really has that covered. And he's very aggressive. Okay, I've got to do more weaving, I think, bobbing and weaving. Okay, right hook got him. Get that jab in there. Whew. Okay. I'm getting him with the right hook pretty well. I'm not getting him well with the uppercut. That chin is very elusive. We're fighting very close in. I'm actually going to try and back up slightly on him. Whew. Okay. The right hook is pretty successful on him. I'm slipping it in over his left arm. Okay. Whew. Third round. Whew. Oh. Okay. Sip of water. Oh. God. It's a high intensity interval training. Basically boxing. Okay. The right hook is pretty decent. Uppercuts still suck. Jab is going well. Throw more jabs. I can get them between his gloves. He opens those gloves up, I slip the jab right in. There's that duck I was talking about. He's bleeding. got me that time. Oh. Okay. Jeez. Woo. All right, water. I love the way the referee keeps looking over at me with suspicion. Okay. The jab's working. He got me on one of my ducks to the left. He got a little smarter about it. So my criticism might not be holding. My right hook is still being pretty effective. My left hook is not very effective on this guy. So I'm going to stick with what works. The right hook, the jab. Last round. Jab to get him back when he hurts me.
Ladies and gentlemen, going to the scorecards, the judges have determined by unanimous decision, your winner is the red corner.
Okay. Well, that was the hardest fight yet. That guy, that AI, was astonishingly good. And he kept coming. Man, an aggressive AI, let me tell you. Anyone in any boxing gym could use that for training. If for nothing other than just training the eyes to see the little openings, like when you can get your jab in. Oh my God. Whew. Well, I'm drenched. Okay, let me stop glorying in my astonishing glory atop the world of VR boxing in my own imagination. Yay! Okay, back to the gym. Oh, let's see what the scorecard from the judges says. Okay, so 5 rounds. I won 4 out of 5 rounds. All scored 10-9 in my favor. The third round, I lost 9-10. So he did something very good in there. I'll have to look at the replay and see exactly what that was. But I think that's the round number 3, at the end of which he had me seeing double. So what happens is the VR system, when the opponent gets really good hits on you, it fuzzes your vision a bit in the goggles, and if he gets you really well and almost knocks you down, you kind of see double for about 3 or 4 seconds. You have a double image, and it's very hard to aim your shots through that double vision. But he had me seeing double 2 or 3 times in that third round, I think. And when the round ended and we were standing in our corners, I remember looking over and seeing 2 of him, and I knew he had hit me at the very end with a really good shot. I don't remember what it was, though. But nevertheless, I won total on all the judges' cards, 49-46 on all 3 judges. Now, the judges are obviously AI, but nonetheless, the system is keeping very accurate track of the hits, the force applied, the accuracy of the hits, where you hit on the body of the opponent. If you hit the sensitive spots, like I was in the showing on the dummy, has these glowing lights at the sensitive spots. So when you hit those spots full on, flush, with a lot of force, obviously you're getting a better score from the judges in the AI that are ranking each round. So it's a very, very effective system. And you could really do a hell of a lot of practice in this thing, regardless of your level of boxing, because once you beat these guys, you can go in and choose to make them even more difficult opponents. The normal opponent setting is apparently, and I think it actually really is, the normal is the realistic. It's basically very similar to what you would encounter with a human. Whereas if you amp up the difficulty settings, the AI will take your opponent into slightly non-human realms of speed and power and that kind of thing. So, but I would love to try that at some point because it's got to be good for you. But yeah, this thing is so not a game that, I mean, it's such an intense experience of a workout that you kind of almost have that same dread feeling that you get before going to the actual gym for a hard workout. You kind of have that, oh my God, can I really do this today? And then once you start and you warm up and you get into it, then you're like, oh yeah, this is all sort of clicking now. But it has that, and that makes it an extraordinary VR application to boxing. I don't think it has been bettered yet, and I think it would take a lot to better it. Creed can't do it. Creed is too... the other thing about Creed, Rise to Glory, that the other VR boxing game is very popular, I suppose, is when you play against humans in that, real people, player versus player, you run into very few people that are actually interested in boxing and actual boxing techniques. So you get a lot of ridiculous snapping and flicking of the controllers almost as if they were fly swatters. Sometimes I even suspect that people are tying them to, like holding them by the strings and whipping them, and they do all kinds of ridiculous things that would never work anywhere in reality, in boxing or anything else. But in a video game, they work. And I once met a guy from Australia in Creed. He was fighting me, and he kept winning, and he kept doing all these weird, snappy things that were inhumanly not possible. And I was like, "What's going on? How are you doing it?" And he said, "Well, mate, remember, it's a video game. It's not a boxing match." And I was like, "Oh yeah, it's a video game." He said, "Yeah, you have to play it like a video game." So what he was saying was, forget all the boxing, just play the video game. Well, that's fine if you just want to play a video game, but if you are boxing and trying to get better and learn, you cannot do that. You have to box. And so if you do player versus player, you have to only do it against other boxers, people who want to learn to box, or who know how to box, and who want to actually teach you how to really box, not how to play a video game. So that's what's great about this, because there is no PvP in this yet. There probably could be, there probably will be, but the developer has to be very careful about finding ways to prevent video gamification of the boxing. You have to keep it boxing. So, enough said. This is so far the best I've ever seen, and I will continue to use it. And I'm going to do more live fights like this, because now, after all, my record as world champion in my own imagination is 1-0. All right, so that's it. See you next time from Boxing World.